You'll get chills from what Alex Eala said after pulling off one of the most brutal comeback triumphs of her brief career. In a lengthy three-set match that lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes at the ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand, the 20-year-old Filipino star overcame 2024 Olympic silver medalist Donna Vic 4-6-6-4-6-4. Down a set to an experienced veteran, Eala dug deep, fought through a medical timeout, and showed the heart of a champion to complete a spectacular comeback in front of a crowd filled with Filipino fans. It wasn't just another victory in the first round. This was a declaration to the tennis community that Alexa is prepared to advance in 2026. After match point, she took the microphone and gave a speech that encapsulated why she's emerging as one of the sport's most adored young stars. One of the most important warm-up competitions before to the Australian Open is the ASB Classic. Additionally, this event serves as Alexi's last preparation before she makes her main draw debut in the first Grand Slam of the year. Eala came into this match full of confidence, having started the competition as the fourth seed behind Elena Svitolina of Ukraine and Emma Navarro and Eva Jovic of the United States. She and Jovic had defeated tennis superstar Venus Williams and Svitolina in an exciting doubles encounter just the day before, saving 8 set points in a first-set tiebreak before winning handily. Eala was able to withstand pressure on the biggest stages because to that victory. However, solo competition versus a distinguished opponent was always going to be the true test. Donna was a perfect example of that type of examination. After a challenging 2025 season that saw her fall from a year start rating of 19th to where she is now, the 29-year-old Croatian is currently placed 69th in the world. However, her lineage cannot be disputed. Vic has won 4 WTA singles titles and has a career-high singles ranking of 17th. More significantly, she won the silver medal in the Olympics in Paris and advanced to the Wimbledon semifinals in 2024, solidifying her reputation as one of tennis' most dangerous players on her best days. In an effort to regain her peak form, she entered this match with a new coach, Biljana Vasilinovic, who was previously associated with Katie Boulter, and a new apparel sponsor, Alice. This game was EA's first encounter with Vic, and she found it fascinating because of the differences between the two players. Although they are both powerful hitters who attempt to outsmart opponents from the baseline, their journeys to this point could not have been more dissimilar. After a breakthrough 2025 season in which she defeated Egate to advance to the Miami Open semifinals, won her first WTA title at the Guadalajara Open, and became the first Filipino player to break into the WTA Top 50, Yaya, currently ranked 53rd in the world, is just starting to establish herself on the circuit. At the age of 29, Vic is attempting to demonstrate that 2025 was an anomaly rather than the start of a slide. Vic's serve was her greatest asset. Despite hitting 14 double faults in her last 3 games, she generated 19 aces, making her one of the tour's ace leaders. Return games are essential to Yaya's success because her serve has been found to be her greatest shortcoming. Alex Eala launched an aggressive attack at the start of the game at center court. She broke back and dictated play with strong ground strokes as she quickly gained a 3-love lead. With every pointual victory, the Filipino supporters in attendance, who were everywhere, created a sea of banners and shouting. Despite being thousands of miles away from the Philippines, the young celebrity felt at home there. However, playing tennis at this level is never simple, and Vac demonstrated why she was a previous top 20 player and an Olympic silver medalist. After flipping the switch, the Croatian won 6 of the following 7 games, totally reversing the trend and defeating Eala 6-4 in the first frame. The second set became vital for Eala's chances. After such a promising start, it would have been disheartening to lose to Vajsic in straight sets, and she knew she needed to find another gear. After winning the 6th game, Vajsic knotted the score at 3-all. Eala maintained her momentum from the opening set, but she displayed the tenacity that has characterized her career. She took a 5-3 lead after winning the next 2 games with excellent returns and strong baseline play. Bekic kept herself alive by holding serve to make it 5-4, but Eala refused to let the set slip away. By winning the 10th game, squaring the match, and making it clear that she wasn't going anywhere, she forced the 3rd set. Eala needed a medical timeout in between sets to deal with a physical problem, so she had to leave the court for a little while the audience held their breath. This was precisely the type of situation when matches might change. a young player battling a health issue against an experienced player who could detect blood in the water. However, Eala appeared rejuvenated and resolute as she returned to the court for the decisive set. She didn't want to miss this chance to demonstrate that she belonged at this level. There was a great deal of drama and tension in the third set. In the eighth game, Eala easily reached her first break point, posing a threat to win. However, Eala took the next 2 points to take a crucial 5-3 lead and get within one game of winning. The audience was going crazy because they thought their hero was going to make an amazing return. However, tennis can be brutal at times. Eala committed back-to-back errors, including a heartbreaking double fault, allowing Vajsic to claim the next game and stay alive at 5-4. The veteran appeared to be regaining the initiative. The game and possibly Eala's entire 2026 season would be defined by this moment. Down came the pressure with Vajsic fighting for her professional life, and Eala aiming to close out the biggest win of her young year. Showing the resilience that has become her signature, the Filipino sensation quickly recovered. She finished the epic comeback triumph with a powerful forehand that left Vajsic reeling. The Filipino supporters erupted in exuberance when Vic's return went straight into the net, scoring the game's final point. Eala collapsed in celebration. The match lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes of high-quality entertaining tennis with both players exchanging superb rallies throughout. Vajsic appeared to grow weary in her first game of the season, suggesting that Eala was the more fit of the two. As a result, Eala advances to the round of 16, where she will take on Petra Marino, another Croatian player, and have the opportunity to maintain her momentum against well-known opponents. However, Eala's on-court interview just after match point was the most memorable aspect of the entire triumph. Eala took the microphone as she stood at center court surrounded by enthusiastic Filipino supporters who had come from all over the world to cheer her on. Her remarks encapsulated why she is quickly rising to prominence as one of tennis's most adored young stars. She began by acknowledging her opponent's quality and the difficulty of the match. She is an extremely skilled player with a plenty of expertise. Eala added, "So I really had a tough time today," in a respectful tone. However, I'm most pleased to be able to compete and perform at this level, especially after such a difficult preseason and all of the events that have transpired in the last month. Then came the moment that made every Filipino present and watching around the world shudder. With emotion evident in her voice, Eala turned to face the audience and remarked, "It's so special. If 2025 has taught me anything, it is that home is a people, not a location. Thank you all then. Salutations. Home is a people, not a location. Take a moment to consider that. This 20-year-old athlete is competing thousands of miles away from her native country, but because of the people around her, she feels totally at home." She acknowledged her roots while competing on the international stage and thanked the audience in Tagalog by saying, "Maming salamat," which means, "Thank you very much." It was a lovely moment that went beyond sports to discuss identity, belonging, and the strength of community support. Eala must not have felt that way when playing far from the Philippines. Her name was chanted during changeovers as the thunderous cheers of Filipino supporters propelled her through the exhausting nearly 3-hour battle, created an environment that made Auckland feel like Manila and applauded every point she won.